there. There's a difference between bending and breaking. Every warrior bends. Every champion feels the weight. Every soldier hits the moment where everything in them screams surrender. But there's something God places in the ones He's chosen. Something that holds when everything else gives way. Not stubbornness, not pride. Something deeper, something ancient. Something that was placed there before you took your first breath. And it will never break. I've been pressed to the point where the pressure felt final. Been so far back, I could see my own spine. Though the weight of the world on a frame built for glory. Every chapter of pain adding lines to the story. I've been hit by the kind of loss that rewires your thinking. Standing at the edge of myself, slowly sinking. Relationships that crumble, dreams that turn to smoke. Seasons so relentless, I forgot what hope spoke. But something in the marrow wouldn't sign to surrender. Something in the spirit kept returning to remember every promise God has spoken in the light of better days. Echoing through the darkness like an altar still ablaze. I bet, Lord knows I bet low to the ground, facing the dirt. Couldn't make a sound, but Ben is not broken. That's the line the enemy blurs. Because a tree that bends in the storm is the one that endures. They watched for the breaking, they were certain it would come. They counted every crack and said my story was done. But every crack in my armor let the light of God in. And what they call my ending, God called the beginning. Never break. I was built to bend and rise. God's the strength behind these battle-tested eyes. Every stone that came to shadow only made me more. Never break. That's what God made me for. Steel doesn't apologize for the hammer that shaped it. Gold doesn't resent the fire that made it sacred. Every test was an investment in the version I'm becoming. The enemy thought he was enemy. God said he just began a job. Lost children, health and wealth in rapid succession. His friends called it consequence. God called it intercession. Between the enemy's accusation and the glory being proven. Job never cursed the name, stayed unbroken and moving. Ballin' silence in the prison, midnight backs tore raw. Started singing through the suffering, shift the prison walls. The chains fell off, not just for them, but every prison. The damned ever breaking in midnight. The worship sets others free in the air. I pop the testimony of 1,000 broken places that didn't break me, just revealed the deeper graces. I'm a monument of mercy, standing where the rubber was. Never breakers and arrogance, it's trusting what God does. Don't let the storm come, let it come with everything. Let it test the foundation that the carpenter is king. Let it show the watching world with grace. Build structures, do that bending toward the wind, and they rise again brand new. I won't pretend the way it wasn't real. I won't perform a strength I didn't feel. There were nights I held on by a seamless thread. Mornings I was fighting just to get out of bed. But you were in the bending, you were in the low, you were in the breaking point that didn't break. And now I know you weren't watching from a distance. You were holding every crack. You weren't testing my endurance. You were carrying my back. So take the credit for the standing, take the glory for the steal. Every time I didn't shatter, that was nothing but your will. He held every crack, he held every crack. When I should have shattered, God held every crack. And I never, 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 never. I was built to bend and rise. God's the strength behind these battle-tested eyes. Every storm that came to shadow only made me more. Never break. That's what God made me for. Never break. Not by fire, not by flood. Never break. Redeemed by holy blood. Every crack became a window for His light. Never break. I was born to win this fight. Will you break? Never break. Will you fold? Never break. Will you quit? Will you bow to the storm? What did God build you with? Never break. Say it like you mean it. Say it for the one beside you. Say it for the one who almost did. Never break. That's the new difference. Never break. Storm came, and it was real, and it was heavy, and He did everything He could, and you were still here. Still standing, still breathing, cracked in places. Yes, scarred in places, absolutely. But broken? No, you were never broken, because the one who made you held every single piece together when you couldn't. That's not your strength, that's His grace. And His grace never breaks either. There's a difference. Yeah. There's a difference between bending and breaking. Every warrior bears, every champion feels the weight. Every soldier hits the moment where everything in them screams surrender. But there's something God places in the ones He's chosen. Something that holds when everything else gives way. Not stubbornness, not pride. Something deeper, something ancient, something that was placed there before you took your first breath. And it will never, ever break. I've been pressed to the point where the pressure felt final. Back so far back, I could see my own spine. No, I've been pressed to the point where the pressure felt final. Back so far back, I can see my own spine. Yeah, I've been pressed to the point. Yeah. I've been pressed to the point. Yeah, I've been pressed to the point where the pressure felt final. Bed. I've been pressed to the point where the pressure felt final. Bed. I've been pressed to the point where the press to the point where the press to the point where the press to the point where the praise. There's a difference.
There's a moment in every fight, every race, every season of your life, where quitting makes complete sense, where the logical thing, the reasonable thing, the safe thing is to stop. But God put something in you that doesn't speak the language of quit. And that thing, that's not you, that's Him. Still breathing, still fighting inside you.
I've been running on empty since the 3rd mile back. Legs screaming stop, but my spirit's on track. The body wants to bench, but the soul wants to war. Every time I almost quit, God opened another door. I know what exhaustion tastes like, metallic and real. I know what rock bottom feels like under your heel. I've sat in the rubble of everything I built and felt the weight of failure wrapped around me like guilt. But something rose, not loud, not dramatic, not clean, just a flicker in the darkness like a voice in between. Said you were not designed for this to be aimed. Get up one more time and then get up again. I got the DNA of people who refuse to fold. Harriet ran through darkness, Paul was beaten cold. Job lost, everything still blessed the name. These ain't just Bible stories, they're the bloodline of my flame. Every muscle in my body is a focus surrender. Every voice around me says I should remember that I've given all I had and it wasn't enough. But there's one voice deeper and that voice says get up. No quitting my soul. I was bound to remain. God within this body. It don't bow to pain. Every devil that pushed me just pushed me to pray. No quitting my soul. I ain't going away. I'm the seed that cracked concrete to find the sun. I'm the runner who kept moving when the race was done. I'm the fighter in the 15th when there's only 12. I reached past what's possible into something else. They said my chapter ended, I said turn the page. They said I was too broken, I said that's the stage where God does His best work in the fractured and flawed. You don't need to be perfect to be used by God. Caleb and A said give me that mountain. Joshua said choose, then they stood up and was counting on a battle doesn't age and a problem
Someone is about to stop, about to tap out, about to walk away from everything God dreamed in me. Don't. The finish line isn't where you think it is, and quitting was never. A new design. Keep moving. Heaven is chill, and God never stopped believing in you. Hands wrapped, head down, knees on the floor. Not performing for the cameras. This is private war. It's me and the Father in the quiet of the room. The roar of the arena feels a million miles removed. Yeah. I don't speak that hype myself, I speak to a line. Make sure my will is surrendered before I step to the line. Because the fight on the outside is a shadow of the real, the one happening in the spirit, the one only God can feel. I've seen fighters walking confident on talent alone, walk out broken, carrying weight they couldn't own. But I see men walking trembling, barely holding it right, who came out standing in the glory of the fight. The difference wasn't training, no training matters deep. The difference was the altar where they fell before sleep. The difference was the prayer that nobody photographed, the secret place of thunder before the battle's past. This is where the outcome shifts before the bell. This is where the stories are written. You can tell not in the execution, not in speed or in skill, but in the prayer room where a warrior bends his will. Pray before the fight. Knees hit the ground. God goes before me. Before the bell sounds. What happens in the prayer room changes everything. Pray before the fight and let God be the king. Jesus in the garden, sweat like drops of blood. Not weakness, that's the warrior, covered in mud, pressing into the Father before the hardest night. He prayed before the suffering, he prayed before the fight. David didn't run at Goliath on ego alone. He went on every altar, every prayer, every stone of remembering Ebenezer. Thus far God has led. He counted every testimony before the giants led. So I count mine on my knees in the locker room cold. Every time God brought me through, every story I've told becomes the fuel that ignites what doubt tried to steal. I don't walk out on the assumption, I walk out on the real. I pray for my opponent, that's the kingdom way, not against this person for his soul today. I pray for every corner, every soul in the crowd. I pray the name above every name out loud, because this platform isn't mine, it was given to me. Stay disguised as a fight for the world to see, that it might be dangerous and holy at once, that the most powerful thing a warrior does is fight. Pray before the fight. Knees hit the ground. God goes before me. Before the bell sounds. What happens in the prayer room changes everything. Pray before the fight and let God be the king. Pray before the fight. Yeah. Pray before the fight. Pray before the fight. Pray before the fight. Lord, I don't know what waits behind that door. I don't know what this night is going to cost, but I know you never left me on the floor, and I know you never let a prayer get lost. So take my hand, they're yours before they're mine. Take my feet, they walk the path you designed. Take my mind, keep it steady in the storm. Take my heart, let your glory be the form. Not my will, not my name, not my record, not my fame, just your purpose in this moment. Let them see you in this fight. God, what do you do before the fight? What do you do when the fear comes? What do you do when you're ready? Hey, what do you do when it's over? Say it loud, say it again. Let's let it hear it, let hell tremble. The crowd will never know what happened in that room. You'll see the walkout, you'll see the performance, you'll see the result, but only you and God know about the moment on the floor, the surrender, the prayer, the tears, the release.
That's where the fight was won. Before you ever threw a punch. Now walk out. It goes with you. He always has.
You've been down before. You know what the ground tastes like. You know what it feels like when everything you built turns to ash in your hands. But listen, the grave couldn't hold Jesus. What makes you think it can hold you? I've been buried in the rubble of a life I built wrong. Yeah. I've been buried in the rubble of a life I built wrong. Thought the silence meant abandoned, didn't know it meant strong. Every night felt like a century, every dawn felt like a lie. But the seed don't see the sunlight for it learns how to die. I wore my failures like a uniform, put them on every day. Couldn't look into the mirror without turning away. The enemy was whispering, this is where your story ends. But God was in the basement, building something again. I seen Job lose everything and still bless the name. I seen the prodigal come home through the mud and the shame. So I crawled back to the altar with my nothing in hand. And the God of resurrection said, I already had a plan. The dirt on my back couldn't hold what God placed in me. The weight of my past couldn't outweigh His grace for me. I feel the ground shifting underneath my feet. This ain't the end of my story, this is where I meet.
I will rise again.
Out of the ash,
What tried to bury me,
became my path.
vibrant life.
These dry bones stand
I will rise again.
by His nail-scarred hands.
I will rise again.
Out of the ash,
What tried to bury me,
became my path.
vibrant life.
These dry bones stand
I will rise again.
by His nail-scarred hands. I'm Lazarus, walking out the tomb, still wrapped in grave clothes, but alive, and that's enough. Watch how far alive goes. What you call the casket, God called a cocoon. Transformation in the darkness, I'm emerging soon. Every valley in my story was a setup for the mount. Every moment I was counted out, I was counting up. Gideon's army was outnumbered, still the battle turned. The walls of Jericho fell silent, victory was earned. So don't you tell me it's impossible. I know the God of possible, the one who spit the ocean, made a road out of the obstacle. I've been through the fire, came back smelling like smoke. Nah, I came back smelling like brace, cause the flames never broke. This is resurrection energy, not just survival mode. I'm not just alive, I'm walking in the glory I was old. The enemy invested everything to keep me in the ground, but you can't stop what God ordained. A risen always rise again. I know what it means to lose. I know what it means to fall so hard. You stop believing in yourself before you stop believing in God. But even in the silence, even when I couldn't pray, He was working in the darkness, moving stones out of the way. He moved the stone. He moved the stone. And He'll move yours. I will rise again. 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 Out of the ash,
What tried to bury me,
became my path.
vibrant life.
These dry bones stand
I will rise again.
by His nail-scarred head.
I will rise again.
Death couldn't win. The same power that raised Christ lies in me. I will rise again. I will rise again. I've been buried in the rubble. You know what the ground tastes. They sealed the tomb. They rolled a stone. They walked away convinced it was finished. 3 days later, heaven laughed, and so will you. People see the victory. They see the raised hand.
They see the belt, they see the celebration, but they don't see the scars. They don't see what it cost. They don't see the map, reeling on your body and your soul of every battle you survived. But God sees every scar and he doesn't flinch. He says, I know, I was there, every single one, and not one of them was wasted. Yeah. I've got scars that never made that highlight reel. Wounds that went so deep that time alone can't heal them. Marks on my soul that the mirror doesn't show. Evidence of battles that the public doesn't know. I be cut by people that I trusted with my life. Betrayal leaves a scar, it's sharper than a knife. I've been broken in the places where I thought I was strong. Carry wounds in silence for so devastatingly long. But I stopped hiding every mark beneath the surface. Started seeing every scar as carrying a purpose. The tissue that grew back was always stronger than before. Every healed up wound became a weapon. Nothing more, I used to be ashamed of every evidence of pain. Used to cover every story that revealed the rain. But warriors don't erase the map of where they've been, cause every scar is proof they chose to fight again.
These aren't just moves,
They're a testimony worn.
evidence of grace.
Through every night I mourn. Every scar I carry has a name, has a date, has a story, and every story ends the same. And God's unending glory,
Scars of a warrior.
proof that I survived.
Every mark on my body says I'm still alive.
God didn't hide the scars.
He made them speak.
Scars of a warrior,
These are my testimony.
Jesus rose from the dead and kept the scars. Think about that. Bitten to heal them over, bitten smooth the track. Showed his easy timers, showed the wound in the side. The risen king of glory kept the evidence of died. Because the scars weren't shameful, they were the whole story. The suffering wasn't hidden, it became the glory. The cross that looked like failure to the watching crowd became the loudest sermon ever preached out loud. So why would I be ashamed of every mark I wear? Every scar is just a cross that God asked me to bear. Not for my salvation, that was finished, incomplete, but as a living witness to the ones I'm called to meet. The addict sees my scar and knows I understand the chain. The broken sees my wound and knows I've walked their lane. The fighter sees my cut and knows I didn't quit the bout. Scars are the credentials that the comfortable don't have. Are the scarred by lust, by the wounds run deep. Scarred by seasons where I barely fell asleep. Scarred by failure that I thought defined my name. Scarred by fire, but the fire never owned my flame. I used to pray, take the scars away, make me look like someone who was never in the fray. Give me a story that is easy to explain, one that doesn't start with all this documented pain. But you said those scars are not your shame, they are the signature
Written in my name.
every wound I allowed had purpose at its core. I was writing your testimony in the war. So I lift my scars like banners in the air, not with pride, with gratitude and prayer. That the God who sees them all still calls me his own. That the King of Glory walked me through it not alone. He kept the scars for me. He kept the scars for me. So I wear mine for him. Every scar for him. Every mark for him. Every story for him. Scars of a warrior.
On my body says I'm still alive.
God did it all, the scars.
He made them speak.
Scars of a warrior. These are my testimony. You've been hiding them, covering them, ashamed of every mark that tells your story. But look at the risen Christ, the most glorious being in all of existence, still wearing his scars, not as a reminder of defeat, as a declaration of love. The scars aren't your shame, they are your sermon. They are the proof that you are in the fight, that you paid the price, that you chose to keep going when every reasonable voice said, stop. Not with pride, with gratitude, cause every scars is just a place where God's grace held you together, and it always will.
People see the, people see, people see the, people see, people see the, people see the, people see the, hey. People see the victory, they see the razor, they see the belt, they see the celebration, but they don't see the scars. People see the, 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 yeah. People see the victory, they see the raised hand, they see the belt, they see the celebration, but they don't see the scars, they don't see what it costs, they don't see the map. Say for the broken, scars of a warrior, scars of a warrior. People see the victory, they see the raised hand, they see the belt, they see the celebration. People see the victory, people see the victory. Yeah. People see the victory, people see the victory, people see the victory, people see the victory. Yeah, yeah, yeah. People see the victory, people see the victory, people see the victory, people see the victory. Yeah, yeah. People see the victory, they see the raised hand, they see the belt, they see the celebration. People see the victory. Yeah, 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 yeah. People see the victory, they see the raised hand. People see the victory, they see the raised hand. Yeah, 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 yeah. People see the victory. People see the victory. People see the victory. People see the victory.
There are moments in life where running makes sense, where retreating feels reasonable, where everything around you says move, shift, compromise, bend. But then there are moments, sacred, terrifying moments, where God looks you in the eye and says one thing, just one: stand, not attack, not retreat. Stand and trust that the battle belongs to me. Yeah, they came at me from every angle, left, right, and behind. Tried to move me from the promise, tried to move me from my mind. Circumstances screaming, relocate your faith. But something in the spirit say, this is holy space. I've been pressured by the coaching to adjust what I believe, to sand the edges of the gospel so the world will receive a watered down version of the fire that I carry. But compromise is a casket and I refuse to be buried. So I planted both my feet on the rock that cannot move, not aggressive, not defensive, just settled in the truth like a lighthouse in the storm that doesn't chase the ships. I stand and let the light do what the darkness can't eclipse. Pharaoh's army was behind him, see in front, no road. Moses said stand still and see the salvation of your God. They didn't fight, they didn't run, they didn't negotiate. They stood and watched the waters open wide at God's mandate. The ground I'm standing on was purchased with a price. The ground I'm standing on was settled before my life. I didn't choose this holy ground, it chose me in the calling. I would rather stand on it and break than never stand at all. Don't move an inch, feel the difference. Every force that comes to get you hit a wall. Stand your ground and watch the giant fall. Yeah, yeah. Ephesians 6 says, having done it all, just stand. Not a passive stance, it's the most aggressive thing planned. Because standing when the hell breaks loose around your life is the declaration that your God is worth a fight. I seen people give it ground and great and bad to get, trading holy ground for comfort, living with regret. The enemy doesn't need your surrender, just your drift. An inch becomes a mile when you lose sight of the gift. So I hold the line on marriage when the culture says release. I hold the line with scripture when the scholars want to crease the pages that are inconvenient for the truth in half. I hold the line because the author holds my path. Daniel held the line when the lions would have cost. Stood his ground and prayed when the decree said all was lost. Opened up his window, faced Jerusalem.
The lions couldn't touch what God had covered and declared. Standing ground in God means standing covered and prepared. Though there are days the ground feels thin, days the pressure makes it hard to breathe, days when standing feels like losing, when everything is pulling me to leave. But I've seen what happens to the ones who traded holy ground for peace of mind. They got the comfort that they wanted, but they left the promise far behind. So anchor me, Lord, anchor me deep into the rocks that holds. Let my roots go down so deeply, and no storm can lose my hold. I don't stand because I'm stronger, I don't stand because I'm right, I stand because you told me to, and you never lost the fight. The ground is holy, the ground is His. Every inch was purchased by the blood of Christ. I will not move, I will not shift, I will not bend, I will stand. Stand your ground, 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 stand your ground. Let hell hear it, stand your ground. The storm came, and it was stronger than you. The pressure came, and it was heavier than you. The enemy came, and it was more strategic than you. But you're still here, on the same ground, holding the same line, carrying the same promise. Do you know what that means? It means the ground you're standing on is never really yours to lose. It belongs to God, and nobody takes ground from God. Stand, just stand. He'll handle the rest.
Every great story has a chapter that the author almost didn't write. A chapter that felt too dark, too long, too much. The chapter where everything stopped, where the momentum died, where the dream went quiet. They call it rock bottom, God calls it the setup. Because He's never written a story that didn't have a comeback, and yours is already written. Turn the page.
I've been in the off-season longer than I planned. Dreams on the shelf, future slipping through my hand. The crowd moved on, the spotlight found somebody new. Sat in the silence, wondering what God was gonna do. I watched from the sidelines while the world kept its pace. Felt the sting of being past, felt the shame on my face. Injuries of the soul that don't show up on the scan. Losses that rewrote the story of the man I had planned. But even in the fallow, even in the bare, something was still moving in the ground beneath despair. The seed doesn't announce itself before it breaks the soil. Comeback season starting silence long before the toil pays off, long before the world sees what God sees. He was writing in the winter what would blow in the spring breeze. Every season that felt wasted had a function I missed. Every closed door was a hallway, every loss was a list of lessons I needed, of chapters required before the comeback season. God had already sired the narrative was changing, I just couldn't read it yet. The pen was in God's hand, and God doesn't write regret. What looked like the conclusion was the turn of the page. The comeback was already written, I just hadn't reached that stage.
This is my comeback season.
Watch me rise, God wrote the ending before the enemy wrote the lies. What buried me became the ground I stared upon.
This is my comeback season.
And it's already on. Joseph's comeback started in a prison cell alone. 13 years of valley before the palace and the throne. But every single moment of the pit was preparation for a comeback so completed, saved an entire nation. Peter denied the name 3 times before the rooster crowed. Within his failure, thought his story had been closed. But Jesus saw the mouse and, do you love me? Feed my sheep. The comeback wasn't canceled, it was just running deep. Y'all got double for his trouble at the end of the test. What the enemy used to bake and God used to manifest. A blessing so abundant it embarrassed the attack. Comeback season is when God gives everything back. So I'm walking out a window with my eyes set on the screen. Got on my own momentum on the promise of the King. I've been in the training ground and lost and lack. And God just whispered in my spirit, son, it's time to come back. The enemy invested everything to keep me in the grave. Spent his best resources on the man he thought he made. Stay down, stay broken, stay forgotten, stay behind. But you can't keep a God-breathed vision from its time. There were days I could have seen a point of getting up and trying again. The losses that accumulated past the place where hope begins. I sat with my unanswered questions in the quiet of the in-between. Lord, why this long? Why this silent? Why does none of this make sense to me? It's loaded, not dramatically, not in thunder, not in fire. Just a stillness, just a knowing like a single note from a choir. And it said I never stopped the story I was writing in the dark. What you thought was your conclusion was just the ending of your start.
Comeback was always coming.
Yes.
Comeback was always coming.
God never paints a local story, he just changed the chapter.
Comeback,
The comeback is here,
comeback,
the comeback is now.
turn the page,
Turn the page,
turn the page,
this is my comeback season.
turn the page.
This is my comeback season.
The comeback,
This is my comeback season.
the comeback,
This is already written.
comeback.
Then what do? Rise.
Say it loud.
Say it loud.
This is my comeback,
Say it for the ones in winter.
comeback,
Say it like you believe it.
comeback,
Let heaven release it.
comeback.
You thought the story ended in that season of loss. You thought God had moved on to someone else's chapter. You thought the silence meant it was over. But God doesn't write incomplete stories. He doesn't start what he doesn't finish. He doesn't plant what he doesn't intend to harvest. That season of silence, that was the winter. And winter always gives way to spring. Your comeback season is not coming, it's here, right now. Get up, get back in the fight. The author isn't finished with your story, not even close.
Everybody hits the canvas at some point. The question is, do you stay down? This is the last round, and God didn't bring you this far to watch you quit.
Yeah, yeah, corner of the ring, sweating blood on my face. 8 rounds deep, barely holding my place. Body aching, lungs burning, legs feel like stone. But the voice in my spirit said, you ain't alone. I've been down on the canvas, staring up at the lights. Thought the fight was over. Nah, God said rise. Every knockdown was a classroom, every cut was a key. Pain was just a sculptor turning rock into me. They wrote my obituary before the final bell. Said I looked too broken, said I'd already failed. But you don't know my father, he rewrites the end. What they call a funeral, he called it begin. Look, lungs on fire, hands still raised in the storm of my life. I give God the praise. One more breath, one more step, one more swing. I was made for this moment, born for this ring.
This is the last round.
I ain't going down,
God's in my corner.
I'm taking the crown. Blood on my knuckles, faith on my tongue.
This is the last round.
And the fight ain't done. I'm a fighter, born from fire and built from broken things. Scar tissue stronger than the flesh it replaces. See Jacob wrestle with an angel and refused to release. Said I won't let go until you speak peace over me. That's my posture in the darkness. Locked on. When the enemy says finish, God says carry on. Every round that I survived was a miracle on. Every wound that didn't kill me was a weapon being forged. So I step into the storm like it owes me something great. Not in arrogance and faith, cause I know my weight. I was waiting to refine this fire. Came out gold, last round on the outside. Eternal on the soul, on my arms are heavy. My eyes can barely see, but I know you're standing with me in this ring. Every champion you ever raised first had to face that breaking place. So if this is mine, then use the pain.
This is the last round.
Crying going down.
Doubts in my corner.
I'm taking the crown.
Blood on my knuckles.
Faith on my tongue.
This is the last round.
And the fight ain't blood.
Last round.
Last round.
Still scrapping.
Last round.
Last round.
Still stand.
Still scrapping.
Last round.
Last round.
Last round. God's commanding. This is the last round. And I'm winning. The last round isn't where champions fall. It's where God proves He was never finished with you. Stand up. The bell already rang, and you still here. Everybody hits the canvas at some point. The question is, do you stay down? This is the last round, and God didn't bring you this far to watch you quit. Corner of the rake, sweating blood on my face. Corner of the rake, sweating blood on my face. Corner of the rake, sweating blood on my face. Corner of the rake, sweating blood on my face. Corner of the rake, corner. Corner of the rake, corner of the rake. Corner of the rake. The hardest fight you'll ever have isn't in the ring. It isn't on the battlefield. It isn't against the enemy outside. It's the one happening right now. Behind your eyes, between who you were and who God is calling you to be. Between the voice of fear and the voice of faith. Between the man you show the world and the man you face alone. This is the war within, and it's the only war that actually determines every other outcome. I wake up and the battle's already begun. Before my feet hit the floor, before I see the sun. Two voices in the courtroom of my mind every day. One sounds like the grave, one sounds like grace. The old man wants the comfort of the life I left behind. Whispers of the person that I was before the light. What the spirit in me rises with a different kind of word. Says that grave is empty now, that grave already burned. I fought opponents, I can see a part I understand. Study tape and trained and had a strategy and plan. But how do you prepare for the war that lives inside? The fear that wears your face, the doubt that knows your pride. I smile for the cameras while the inside was a war. Looked like I had it together, couldn't tell you what for. Performed straight for everyone while privately I broke the war within. Will use your own voice when it speaks and it spoke. Nobody sees the battle in the 3 a.m. Nobody hears the argument between now and then. Nobody knows the version of me fighting for control. The war within is the war that cost the most of my soul. The war within, the hardest fight I know between the man I am and the man I'm called to grow. God in the middle, sword dividing soul and spirit clean. And he fights you and me. Paul said the things I wanna do, I feel that deep. And the things I hate, I I do them in my sleep. The flesh is loud and present, and it knows all my weak spots. It studied me for years, it knows which chains and locks. But greater is the one who lives inside this frame than anything the world of flesh or devil can't claim. The Holy Spirit isn't passive in this war I'm in. He intercedes with rodents from the deepest place within. So I bring the battle to the altar, lay it bare raw. Every hidden contradiction, every unconfessed flaw. Not performing for a verdict, coming broken to the throne. Because the war within is the one I cannot win alone. I've learned to take the fuck half it before it takes me. Learn to hold it to the light of truth and God free. Learn that sanctification isn't this, then it's a war. Every day I preach the spirit over flesh. That's what it's for. The mind is the battlefield. That's where the kingdom sits. Where a thought becomes a stronghold or a stronghold lives. Where identity is forged in the furnace of belief. Where the war within concludes in surrender and relief. Lord, I'm tired of
Fighting myself.
tired of the civil war.
War inside.
Tired of the version of me that pulls against your tide. I don't wanna be divided.
I don't wanna fight.
I don't want two thrones in here.
I don't want tears.
I want every room inside me. Surrender, open, clear. I come in search, hidden places, coming like the darkest halls. Every room I pick, you from Lord, tear down every wall.
Make me whole.
Not just holy,
Make me free.
not just forgiven. Let the war within be over.
Let the war within.
Let your peace be what I'm living.
Keep the passes understand.
Guard my mind.
Guard my heart.
Let the war within be finished.
The power of who you are.
The war is over. The war is over. Not by my strength, but by His word. The war within, the hardest fight I know between the man I am and the man I'm called. That will God in the middle, so divided, soul and spirit clean.
War within.
And He fights here with me. The war within,
I will fight alone.
the war within.
He makes it his own.
Every battle brought inside me becomes holy ground.
The war within.
And His peace is the crown. Is there a war in you? Are you fighting alone?
No, no.
Who fights with you?
Die
Will you surrender?
to him.
What wins the war within?
His peace.
Say it for yourself.
His peace.
Say it for the fight.
His peace.
Let it settle in.
The war within is wide.
The war within was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to drive you to the only one who has ever won it. Stop trying to win it yourself. Stop white-knuckling the surrender. Open every door. Let Him into every wrong. The war within ends the moment you stop fighting God and start fighting within. And then there is peace. A peace that makes no sense. A peace that holds in the middle of the storm. That peace, that's Him. He was the answer to the war within. All along. Nobody sees the training. Nobody sees the 4 a.m. Nobody sees the tears on the floor when you didn't think you'd make it. But God was there. Every rep, every night, every breaking point. He was building something in the dark that the world isn't ready for. No spotlight, no crowd, just me in the wait. 4 walls and a prayer at the edge of my faith. Nobody clapping, no cameras, no noise. Just God in the darkness, refining my voice. I train when the bleeding may lift and feel wrong. I prayed through the silence, my silence felt long. The enemy watched and said, what is he doing? God smiled and said, watch, I'm still pursuing. Joseph in the pit, didn't stop being chosen. The fire on Elijah didn't stop him from going. David in the cave, wrote psalms in his pain. Every warrior God builds gets trained in the rain. I didn't break, but I've been low enough to understand that strength ain't always tough. Sometimes strength is staying staying when everything says leave. Sometimes winning is just refusing to not believe.
They never saw the me.
And I never saw me crawl,
Never saw me cry.
with my back against the wall.
Never saw the sea.
When I almost let it go, but God was in the darkness, putting on a show.
Trained in the dark.
Built for the life.
God was my coach.
Through every fight, nobody saw it, but never know.
Trained in the dark.
Watch how far I go. I'm a product of the process most people skip. The midnight oil, the trembling lip, the season when the vision felt like vapor and smoke, but I held to the promise like a lifeline or rope. Moses spent 40 years in the desert unknown. Before God said go, he first built him alone. Paul was blinded before he could truly see. Sometimes God darkens the room, so he's all that you be. I've been forged in the furnace, hammered on the anvil of grace. Every blow was intentional. Shaped in my face, a diamond, don't apologize for the pressure it took. I wear my dark season like a page in God's book. Champions ain't made in the highlight real glow. They made in the moments that nobody will know. 3 a.m. on your knees when the faith becomes thin. That's what God does, his greatest and deepest work. Yeah. Nobody saw the nights I gave up and came back. Nobody saw the weight I carried on my back. Nobody saw the version of me that almost didn't make it, but God saw everything and still he didn't waste it. He took my broken pieces, every scar and every fall. He said I was trading you, I was behind it all. The goggles never punishment, it was preparation ground. He was building me in silence for a purpose never resound. The dark was never wasted.
Dark was never wasted.
The dark was never wasted.
Dark was never wasted.
God training me in the dark.
Dark was never wasted.
And I'll rise in the light.
Trained in the dark. Built for the light.
God was my coach through every fight. Nobody saw it, but God knows. Trained in the dark. Watch how far I go.
Trained in the dark.
Now I'm standing in the sun. Every hidden season made me who I've become. Nobody clapped, but God never loved. Trained in the dark, and I ain't finished. Yeah.
Training in the dark.
They'll say
Training in the dark.
training in the dark.
Training in the dark.
Trained in the dark. Nobody sees the victory. Don't see the glory. Don't see you standing in the light. But only you and God know what happened in the dark. And that's enough. That will always be enough. They tested it with loss, with silence, with betrayal, with sickness, with failure, with everything the enemy had and it didn't move. Not because you were strong enough, but because what you were standing on was stronger than everything coming against you. That's not willpower. That's not discipline. That's not mental toughness. That is unbreakable faith. And then all it comes from an unbreakable God. Yeah, they threw the furnace at me, 7 times the heat. Threw the pit at me, expecting my defeat. Threw the prison at me, said your promise is a lie. Threw the grave at me, I said watch what God replies. I've been in the places where the faith is pressure tested, where the enemy invests his best, most concentrated efforts to dismember what God spoke over my life. But you can't unspeak a word from God, not even with a knife. I've stood in rooms where the diagnosis said it's one, where the number said impossible, where I had no run left on any human scoreboard. Bankrupt and exposed, but faith doesn't need a human scoreboard to stay composed, because faith
Isn't feeling.
faith is a foundation. Faith isn't the absence of the fear or the frustration. Faith is moving forward when the forward has no flaw, because trusting God knows what the next step is for. I've been tested in the fire, tested in the flood, tested in the silence, tested in the mud. Every test was just a stage to prove what couldn't break. Unbreakable faith built for everything at stake. Unbreakable after weakness. Kept his faith strong, clawed things that were not as though they already were. Unbreakable faith sticks the future before it occurs. Rahab on the scarlet prayed, that's all she had, a promise and a cord. A faith the only grad, spools she intended and the walls came crashing down. Unbreakable faith in the small bread earned a crown. The woman with the issue, 12 years of bleeding out, pressed through the crowd when pressing through, took everything, no doubt. Touched the hem, virtue left the body of the king. Unbreakable faith reached the impossible and clung. I got that same blood in my spiritual veins, the same God, different circumstances, the same. The one who parted waters is the one who walks my way. Unbreakable faith is the currency I pay into the economy of heaven. Every day I rise. Faith is the substance of the things I don't yet see with eyes, the evidence of things that haven't happened in the natural yet, but in the spirit done, complete, no back. So I speak to every mountain that is standing in my lane. I speak to every sickness, every stronghold, every chain. I speak with the authority of one who knows the king. Unbreakable faith, that's the weapon that I bring. Lord, I won't pretend to faith what is always strong. There were seasons where I held on, barely holding on. Moments where the mustard seed felt like a mountain itself, but believing took more out of me than anything else. But even in the day, even in the thin, you were faithful to the faithfulness in place within. You didn't need my strength to keep your promise true. The faith that held was never mine, it always came from you. So the credit isn't brilliant and the glory isn't grit. It's a God who stayed committed when my faith could barely sit upright, and he held it through the night. And what came out the other side was faith that shines like light. He kept the faith in me. Well, I couldn't keep it myself. Unbreakable faith is his faithfulness, not mine. His faithfulness is faithfulness. Unbreakable because he is. Unbreakable faith, he will not fail.
God is the author.
God is the author.
God is the author.
He writes every year.
Every storm that came to move me.
Down the mountain instead.
Unbreakable faith.
Let hell tremble
Unbreakable faith.
after everything,
Unbreakable.
after every test, every storm, every silent season, every moment the enemy said your faith won't survive this. It's still here. You're still here, standing on the same ground, holding the same promise, trusting the same God. Do you understand what that means? It means the faith he planted in you was never breakable to begin with. Not because of who you are, because of who he is. Faithful.
Yesterday,
Today,
forever,
unbreakable.
just like a faith.
He placed inside you.
Stand on it.
It will never